Hello everyone, it's me again. I've decided to upload my 2021 full Blu-ray collection as the collection has grown. So I'm gonna go kind of like shelf by shelf and then show you what I have. This is gonna be a mixture of Blu-rays for movies and TV shows. Most of it's gonna be in alphabetical order, and then I'm just gonna show you my newest pickups right now, just because they're not filed away, and then I'll show you TV shows at the end. This is gonna be a long video and a bunch of parts, and I apologize earlier for not having like a professional video setup. It's not really something I do, but I do want to show off my collection. So I'm going to start off with the titles that I picked up very recently. So this one I picked up used. This is Homeland, the complete first season. It's the only season of the show that I want to own. I like season 2, and I think season 3 is okay, but this show fell off a lot for me. I got this really cheap used, and that's the only reason I have it. I might revisit this season, and let's see where that goes. Let me see. I'm trying to figure out where to put some of these. There's this really cramped space that I have here. And then I picked up Entourage, the movie, also used. I have the series as well. I'll show you that later. I thought the movie was okay. I mean, the show is something I liked more in my college years. I can't imagine liking it as much now. But if I, being that I have the series and I found this used, it was worth a pickup for me. And then this one I got from Vinegar Syndrome very recently, and I actually saw this recently as well. Shiva Baby. I saw it twice actually. I watched it and then I bought the Blu-ray and I watched it again. This is one of those releases with like a very nice slipcover. The packaging on this is great. It comes with the poster. I'm just trying to open it a little bit with one hand. Yeah, this is a great film. Very short, very funny. A lot of horror elements in that. I definitely recommend that one. That's a new one from 2021, and it's a really nice one for collectors. And then I just picked this up yesterday. It's still in packaging. Studio Ghibli film, The Wind Rises. I saw this one briefly on HBO Max. Didn't pay super close attention to it, so I bought it back because there was parts of it that I really liked, so I want to rewatch it with full attention. I have a lot of those Studio Ghibli steelbooks. I really like those. I like that they're releasing those. This one feels like it's a little shaky, but this is the new Space Jam 4K steelbook. I've not seen this film since like when it came out. Was it 96? So I have like no memory of it. So I'm happy to rewatch this before the new one comes out. I do like that Best Buy does these 4K steelbooks. I mean, they're great. And then we had we're in the middle of a Criterion sale. So then I picked up Smooth Talk, which is a really good film with young Laura Dern. This one I watched on my free trial with the Criterion channel, and then I liked it a lot, so I was like, oh, next sale I'm gonna pick this up. And then there's another film I saw on the Criterion sale, which was and it's still sealed as well. I'm probably gonna say it wrong. Kwaidan. This is the Japanese horror film anthology. It's like I think 3 or 4 stories, and it's a long film, 3 hours, but really good. I saw this on the Criterion channel. Thought it was an excellent film. I don't know if I'll rewatch it just because I saw it so recently, but at some point maybe. That's a good one though. And then last on well, that's it actually, because that last one that's coming later. So let's begin. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show the front row first, and then go through the ones that are stacked up here, and then the ones in the back. So it's in a fairly alphabetical order, not precisely though, but we'll just try to make it work and see what happens. First, let me show you my Funkos. These are Belle from Beauty and the Beast, Audrey Hepburn, probably my favorite actress of all time, and a nice Catwoman Funko that I got recently since my last update. If anybody actually watches that, whatever the videos that I put up. Yeah. Once again, sorry for the real time. I'm not good with production, editing, cutting, anything like that. When I learn, I'll try to do a better one. This is Church's cassette tape of their Love Is Dead album. Came with like a vinyl pack, I think, that I got, and I'm a big fan of them. I don't have any cassette player. I'm kind of old school, but I don't have like a cassette player or a VCR, which I do want to change because I do like all types of media. So let me start here with the box sets. There's one behind the box set right here. This is the Warner archive collection. Picked this up recently. It has The Wrong Man, Suspicion, Dial M for Murder, and I Confess. I watched all these recently, and with Hitchcock, it's hard to go wrong. I'm a big fan of Hitchcock, one of my favorite directors of all time. I have Dial M for Murder separately as well, so I kind of wish that was, this 4-pack had a different film, but that's fine. Just put that down there. Okay, so this right here is the ultimate collection of Alfred Hitchcock. There's some films that are missing from this that I picked up to the best of my ability, like on a solo release. But this one, it's like an expansive set. I'm not really gonna go into it. I'm sure you could just like Google what's in it, but it has all of his popular films, a lot of his early ones: Rope, North by Northwest, Psycho, The Birds, Vertigo, Rear Window, most of what you can think of. I've actually not watched that set yet. I think I've seen all of Alfred Hitchcock's movies, but I've not actually dug into that set. Maybe this year, sometime I'll go through all the films, because I have been meaning to do that. Here we have a custom made off of eBay. Are You Afraid of the Dark complete 7 seasons. Somebody remastered all the Are You Afraid of the Dark episodes. This is a show from my childhood that I really like, and I think it's worth having on Blu-ray. And whoever made it, I wish I could give credit, but they did a fantastic job on this. Works fine on the Blu-ray player. Everything's great about it. Love it. Love this show. Someday I want to sit through rewatch. I'll rewatch an episode every now and then with my sisters. It's like a nostalgic thing. This is one of the only releases that I have that's like in this kind of like magnetic pack. Maybe somebody can correct me on what it actually is, but this is My Fair Lady. I have almost every Audrey Hepburn film on Blu-ray. I'm a huge fan of her. This is a pretty good adaptation here. I think she's great in it. It is a bit long, and not one of her best films, but she makes a film, like, she's like a huge part of making a film so great, even if the story is not always great. This is the Audrey Hepburn collection. I wish it came with more. I know they have more on DVD, like in her like box set. This one only comes with it's hard to see because my camera's not great, I guess. But Breakfast at Tiffany's, Funny Face, and Sabrina, all 3 films I'm a huge fan of. I really do like Sabrina and Funny Face. Breakfast at Tiffany's, obviously a classic. This is one you have to pick up if you're a fan of her. I mean, that's just a great set. Another great set here is the 6-film collection of Alien. Comes with all the Alien films, Prometheus, and the newest one, Alien Covenant. Alien and Aliens are classic. It's hard to kind of choose which one I like them best from those 2. Alien 3 is okay, David Fincher's debut, and then Resurrection. It's been a while since I've seen it. I do really like Prometheus. It's not the greatest film ever, but when I saw it in theaters, I thought it was like an incredible watch in the cinema. And I was like severely disappointed with Covenant. I know people are very mixed on their feelings on that franchise, but I give the later entries like a benefit of a doubt with that. Another box set right here. The ones that are displayed are mostly box sets. That's not always the case though. But they're kind of big, so I don't put them in. They take up too much space. Batman motion picture anthology. This comes with the original Batman, which is great. Batman Returns, which I actually like better, the one with Penguin and Catwoman, and then Batman Forever, which I really like because of the nostalgic. Like, it was a film from my childhood, and there's so much nostalgia attached to that. I don't like Batman and Robin like at all, though. I mean, I probably wouldn't have picked that up if it didn't come in a set. Criterion, the Before trilogy, which is Before Sunrise, Before Sunset, and Before Midnight. All 3 of those films are pretty great. I love these films. I can't figure out which one I like best. It might be Before Midnight, actually. Ethan Hawke and Julie Delpy. I don't know if I said her name right, but really great, dialogue oriented, wonderful written. And then I got this one used. I think it comes, being that I got it used, I think there's supposed to be like another extra case for this. This is a weird cover, but this is Avatar, James Cameron's Avatar. It's okay. I guess this was something you would see in the cinemas, but story-wise, like, it was very predictable when I first saw it, and everything that's needed to be said about that has been said. Pretty predictable. Not the best type of film. And then let me just put that away. And then they're making like so many sequels of that film. I don't know why. I don't know who's asking for it. There's probably some fans out there who are asking for it, but I'm not one of them. All right, so I'm gonna go through these titles here first. Everything is so tight, so I'm gonna have to put like my phone down, pick it up. Sorry for the production of this. Okay, so this is gonna start with A, even though I'm gonna go backwards and do the numbers later. I mean, they're not in like super alphabetical order. But first up is Annihilation, which is from the director of Ex Machina. This is a good film. When I rewatched it, I appreciated it even more. The story is pretty wild. Really good acting, nice cast. Annihilation is a good film. I like it. And then we have Anna. This is kind of like, I think it's by Luc Besson. Yeah, it is. Pretty good film with like kind of like a femme fatale model, Sasha Luss. I've not seen her do anything. I think she's like legitimately a model who just did this movie. Pretty good film. Enjoyable for what it is. You know, you don't expect anything crazy with those types of films. A really good classic comedy, The Apartment. It's been a while since I've seen this, but I thought it was really funny, very well written, and a classic. This was a Dollar Tree pickup, Anthem of a Teenage Prophet. Sometimes I have like these really budgety things in my collection just because I wanted to watch it, and then I couldn't decide whether to like keep it or sell it or whatever the case is. This is one that, you know, I have no opinion on. I didn't think it was good. Dollar value, really. All right, let me try to do this one in order at least. Ant-Man, Steelbook. I don't put the Marvel all together. I know a lot of people put their MCUs together. I prefer it alphabetical, so just where I know everything is. Ant-Man, Steelbook. This is one of the more recent ones that came out. You know, one of the more recent Steelbooks that came out. Pretty good. I like this film. I think it's funny. I'm not sure if I like Ant-Man and the Wasp better. I think Ant-Man might be better, but nice Steelbook of this one. They're pretty similar in quality for me, both films. And then I picked up the remake of Annie. I know a lot of people are probably critical of this one. I'll tell you why I have it. I like the music in this one. I like the cast, and also this is shot in my college that I went to for graduate school. And when I was working there and taking classes, they were shooting Annie, and then everybody was like, "Oh, Jamie Foxx is here" and stuff. And then when I went to watch the film, you know, you see scenes from my college, and then I recognize it. So I'm like, "Oh, that's that area right there" and stuff. So this has a lot of nostalgic value just for that, just reminding me of some good years doing classes there. Not a bad film as well. I honestly do like that film. Animal House. This is one of my more recent pickups. I'm not huge on this film. I know it's like a classic. It has its moments. I'm not that big on it though. Here's another one that I got recently. Angels and Demons Steelbook. Part of that Da Vinci Code Robert Langdon trilogy. I like this film. So I read the books of all of the ones that are on film. And I think I read like Lost Symbol as well. I really, really like the books. The movies don't always work. The Da Vinci Code is the best one. This one is okay, I'd say. I'm wondering why it's just Anchorman 2 and not 1. Oh, I have Anchorman 1. It is in some type of box set or something later on. Probably like a Will Ferrell box set. But I do have it. So this Anchorman 2, not that great of a sequel. There's like 2 or 3 really laugh out loud moments as opposed to like when Anchorman had so many. But yeah, this was just okay to me. It wasn't like a great film per se. So I'm gonna have to reorganize all this. I just realized that when I put it back, which is gonna be a pain, but worth it for the video. So let me just put all that away. Okay, so we'll do the second row now. Okay, no real order for this. Apocalypse Now Steelbook. I really like the steelbook of this one. This is a Francis Ford Coppola steelbook. It comes with the Redux version and the regular. It's been a very long time since I've seen this, so I don't even remember, and it's something I need to rewatch. But it just sits on the shelf, and I never rewatch it. But this is something that needs to be rewatched for me to really give an opinion on it. Here's one that I really, 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 really enjoy. Mel Gibson's Apocalypto. I think it's a perfect film. Like, I know they re-released this, but I paid an obscene amount of money to get it because it was rare at the time I was trying to get it. But really great film. There's not enough I can praise about this. It's his best directed film for me, bar none. I think nothing even came close. That film is amazing. Apollo 13, pretty good space film. Ron Howard. It's about the mission, the true story about the mission into space. Good film, nice steelbook. This is a 4K as well. I don't know how that scratch happened. That's kind of annoying, but part of the territory, I guess. Aquaman. This is an okay film. I'm not really on board with like a sequel for it because I thought this was just okay. DC is hit or miss, but this is not a bad entry. They don't always go firing with their films. This is probably a weird one in my collection, but Aquamarine, such a good film. I think it has JoJo, Sarah Paxton, who I really like, and young Emma Roberts, about a friend that's a mermaid. Really good film, actually. Enjoyable, rewatchable. I'm gonna butcher this director's name. I am a fan, but his name, Denis Villeneuve. Arrival, this steelbook I picked up recently. Really, really good film. First time watch was a little rough, as in you had to kind of figure out what was going on, but it comes together near the end, and then it's like, oh wow, that's a great film. I like that film. It's not my favorite from him, but I'll probably get into that later because I do have like a lot of his films on Blu-ray. Picked this up recently during was it Scream Factory sale or Shout Factory? Assault on Precinct 13, John Carpenter's original one. Great film. Seen it a few times. I think the sequel offers something very different. I don't have the sequel, but you can't beat the original in this case. The Art of Self-Defense. So I forgot what year this came out. Maybe 2019. This is like a black comedy with Jesse Eisenberg. It is such a good film. I love this film. I've already seen it like 2 or 3 times. It was one of my favorites from the year it came out. Such a good film. Highly recommended. There's not enough I can say. This is a really good film. Very funny. Very, very odd, but very well written as well. That one. Assassination Nation. I saw this one in the cinemas as well when Movie Pass was a big thing. This was okay. There's moments in it that I like. It gets kind of ridiculous. This was pretty cheap. I got this one used and it was pretty cheap, so I thought I'd add it. There's things about it that I like, but it's not as good as I thought it would be. The Assassination of Jesse James by the Coward Robert Ford with Casey Affleck and Casey Affleck and Brad Pitt. Really good film. Tells the story of Jesse James' assassination. It's a long film, but it's completely worth it. It's a really good film. All right, let's see if things are easier to shift around here. Let me just put my phone down for a second. Okay, so Atomic Blonde. This is the Best Buy Steelbook. I think the first one that came out. I really like this film. I wish they did a sequel for it because I think it's great. Charlize Theron's great in it. Very enjoyable. Kind of like a female John Wick, as people say. But I think it's a little more complicated in the plot as well. But really good action sequences. A really great looking steelbook as well. I know they re-released that one on steelbook a few times, but that I think is the best version of it. I'm not sure if that's 4K. Some of these steelbooks, I don't know if they're 4K. Some might be. Picked this one up recently. Audrey Hepburn, More Than an Icon. It's like a recent documentary that came out about her life. Pretty good. If you're a fan, obviously check that out. Can't go wrong with Audrey. Oh god. Picked this one up recently as well. Austin Powers triple pack. International Man of Mystery, Spy Who Shagged Me, and Goldmember. I like International Man of Mystery, but I think Spy Who Shagged Me might be the best one. Goldmember I think is pretty good as well. All three are good. I mean, they're all funny. If they wanted to do a fourth one, I wouldn't really complain, even though it's been like 10,000 years. AVP double feature. So we went through the Alien already, and then I got this one recently as well. I do like AVP 1. I know it gets a lot of hate. I do like it. I even like Requiem. It's just that it's shot so dark that it's hard to see anything. That's a real issue with that film, but I don't hate it as much as everyone else does. So I guess we're gonna get through the Avengers now. So this is the original Avengers, which is really good for its time, bringing in a bunch of superheroes together. It was like a crazy thing, and they pulled it off really well. These are the ones with the slipcover. They came out more recent than, you know, I know they released the steelbooks and stuff, but I already had these, so I didn't bother getting the steelbooks. Age of Ultron, which is not as good, but still good. Yeah. Then for this one, I have a steelbook, so that's Infinity War. I like that one. I like this film a lot. It was a really good theater experience, and then, you know, Endgame was obviously a fantastic theater experience as well. Seen it like three or four times in the cinema. This is like a movie going experience right here, and it was kind of like the culmination of everything that they've built up for all these films, which is great. I really like that one. Another steelbook here, Baby Driver. This is actually one of my least favorite steelbooks. I don't know. I know they re-released this again with nicer covers, but once I have a steelbook, I don't feel like the need to upgrade. Really great film though. Probably the best from Edgar Wright, off the top of my head. Very enjoyable film, nice soundtrack, everything about it, perfect. These I got custom made. So this is the Netflix film The Babysitter. I really like these. I really like these films. I think they're quite entertaining and good to watch, like in Halloween season when I watch a bunch of horror films. And then, you know, I'm very physical media type person, so if it's on Netflix, you know, I'll watch it, but I don't care. I want to like own the product myself. So all right, let's go through this last top row right here. So The Babysitter, Killer Queen, the sequel to that one, another Netflix original. It's a pretty good sequel as well, not as good as the first, but they do things that keep it interesting. Bad Santa, picked that up for this recent Christmas time. When I watched it when I was younger, I liked this a lot better. Maybe the raunchiness of it didn't appeal to me as much in my, you know, later years. Now I'm older. And then I got this one. Oh man, everything's gonna fall. Okay, so I got this one pretty cheap as well in a used store. I did not buy it for that price. Bad Teacher. I'm a huge fan of Cameron Diaz. I think this is a really good film. Actually, one of her better performances, because she's playing like a kind of like an X-rated foul-mouthed teacher. Really good film. I enjoyed that one. Bad Times at the El Royale, a really good film. I saw this one in theaters. It's a bit long, but I think it has a really good story. I think the ending could have probably been better, but it's as advertised, a really good film. I forgot who the director of that one is, but I think they did a damn good job with that one. Badlands, Terrence Malick is one of my favorite directors. This is not my favorite film from him, but a really good one. Some of his films, you know, they require more interpretation, but this one is pretty straightforward. Yeah, it has a young Sissy Spacek in it. That's a good one. I got a lot of Criterion. They're just all over the place. Barbed Wire. So, I recently watched Baywatch. I actually have that on Blu-ray as well, so I'll show that later, the entire series. But I was on a Pamela Anderson kick. So I have a few random Pamela Anderson titles. Barbed Wire is not a very good film, but you know, there's like pure sex appeal with like 90s Pamela Anderson, so that's really one that I have there. And here's another one that's not really good. It's more about the actress, Jane Fonda, young Jane Fonda, and I really like the steelbook of this one. I think this is an excellent steelbook. Barbarella, Queen of the Galaxy, seen that like once or twice. You know, I lose interest throughout the way because it's kind of silly, but it's fine. So I did have subscription to Horror Pack, and they gave you know, a few titles here and there. I had to cancel because I felt like it was mostly titles that I already have coming to me, and then miss titles, like titles that I don't really enjoy, and then I end up selling it. But the Barn, this one was okay. It's like a Horror Pack limited edition. And then I have the original Basic Instinct. It's been a while since I've seen this, so I can't really give an opinion. and Basic Instinct 2. I know you're wondering why I have this in my collection. I'm also wondering, but this film sucked. Alright, so what I'm gonna do now is I'm just gonna try to put these away, and then I will, let me just see if this works. Just putting these down here, and then just getting through the last row. Everything is gonna fall at some point, which is kind of annoying. I don't really like my setup. I gotta figure out a way to do this better. Just give me 1 second. Sorry for like all the time delay. This is probably like the worst video ever. But now I'm gonna go through these standard shelf rows. 2 Days in New York. This is gonna be a little more alphabetical. 2 Days in New York. A sequel to, I think it was 2 Days in Paris, and this is also directed by Julie Delpy. And it has her like family, like her actual father, and her mother was in the first one. I think she passed away for this one. I like this film. Pretty enjoyable. I'm from New York, so you know I like anything in New York really. But pretty enjoyable film. Let's leave that one up here so we can fit through. 3:10 to Yuma, a really good Western. I don't think I've ever seen the original, but Russell Crowe and Christian Bale together, that's like a really great idea. This is actually from James Mangold, who directed Logan, and I think he did a really good job with that. That's a good Western. 4 films. I have a lot of these 4 film collection stuff. I know a lot of people don't like collecting like that, but you know, for me it's like the more films that in a collection, the more you have. So Harold and Kumar Go to White Castle, one from my childhood. Me and my cousin love that film. So quotable, seen it like dozens of times. Guantanamo Bay, I've seen that a few times as well. It is pretty funny. I think it's a good sequel actually. Very Harold and Kumar Christmas, watched that once and didn't like it. And then Beer Fest. I think Beer Fest is from the filmmaker of Super Troopers, and I'm not a fan of that humor. I don't really like Super Troopers either. I don't have any of those in my collection. That's just one of those where the 4th film in the collection is not something I like. Here's something I do like. Lethal Weapon, all 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I can't tell you which one I like best. I really like all of them. 4 probably is not my favorite, but the first 3 I really like. This is a good collection to have. Richard Donner actually recently passed away like the other day, so I think there was plan of a 5th one, but I don't know what's going on with that. That's sad because those films are good. Another 4 film favorites. This is the Matthew McConaughey before he, you know, became good again pack. So it's Magic Mike, which you know I'm not that big of a fan of. I got this mostly for How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days, which I like, and I really like Failure to Launch as well. Nice little rom-com there. Fool's Gold is okay. I do like Kate Hudson, so that's probably the incentive for getting that one as well. Another 4-pack of Tim Burton 4-pack. Beetlejuice, Sleepy Hollow, which I have individually as well because I like those films. Corpse Bride and Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. I'm not sure why I picked this one up. It might be for that Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, but I'm not even really a fan of that film anyways. I thought they're just stick to the original with that one. These are 5 films, 5 years, golden age of erotica. Set. I think this is from Vinegar Syndrome. Yeah, it is. Okay, so there's that first one, and then there is the next volume as well. Now we've got a 6 Degrees collection of Kevin Bacon. So the big picture, I watched all this recently because I got this recently. Usually nowadays when I pick up a new Blu-ray, I rewatch it before putting it in the shelf. So there was a few in this that I didn't see. The Big Picture, which I thought was kind of forgettable. Flatliners, I do like that one. I really like Hollow Man actually. It's kind of like a Invisible Man taken in a modern era. It basically is the Invisible Man, but I like that one. Trapped I think was okay. In the Cut, I don't even remember. I guess this is if you don't remember, it wasn't good. Where the Truth Lies was not bad. I remember that one. It was kind of it felt like it was a story that could have been done better, or things could have been done a little better with that one, but I like that one. Here's one I love. For me, this is like a 10 out of 10 film, 12 Angry Men. If you haven't seen it, definitely do it. it has to be in everyone's collection. I think if you're a film fan, this is an amazing film about 12 men on jury, and then in the beginning they think, oh yeah, guilty verdict, but then when you look at more into the evidence and the circumstances, that was all the Blu-rays falling over in the front. Of course, I'm gonna have to fix that later. Really great film though. 10 Cloverfield Lane. So I do have Cloverfield. I like arranging my most of my films by the title. That's why this one's like over here. But really good film. Ending could have been better. I'm a huge fan of Cloverfield. It's actually one of my favorite films of all time. So I think they did a good job with this sequel. And I also really like this. This is a very unique. I don't know if you can see it very well. Like slipcover where the top is like not there. Really good film. John Goodman in that one is so good. 10 Things I Hate About You, really great rom-com with Heath Ledger and young Joseph Gordon-Levitt, Julia Stiles. Really good. I love that one. Another enjoyable film, 20th Century Woman. Got this one used. I'm a huge fan of Elle Fanning, so I have a lot of her stuff in my collection. Greta Gerwig is also in this, and Annette Bening. Pretty good film. So I got this series recently on 4K, Steelbook. 21 Jump Street and 22 Jump Street. Both, I really like both. I think both are like almost equally funny. Maybe the first one's a little better, but they could do another one, and I would appreciate it because I think those films are funny. Channing Tatum is definitely much better in a comedic role than action, I think. Another two-pack right here, 28 Days Later, 28 Weeks Later. I think Days is better, but Weeks is pretty good as well. 28 Days is a Danny Boyle film. I think he might have produced the second one. I don't know if he directed it. Maybe I'm wrong. 30 Minutes or Less, a comedy that I really did enjoy when I first saw it in cinemas, and then I rewatched it again, and I thought it was okay. It's not a bad film. It has its moments. It's not like a super top tier comedy, even though it has a good cast, but I think it's pretty good. One of my favorite films of 2019, I think. 1917, a very good Sam Mendes war film. It's shot in a way where it's like everything feels like one continuous long take, and that's why I think the cinematography in this is off the charts. I think this should have won Best Picture that year. I don't know what did. I can't remember. But this was so good. Like, I rewatched it as well. Yeah, I really like that film a lot. Another film I like a lot because I read the book. So sometimes I'll read a classic book and I really like it, and then I like the film adaptation. This was the case with this, and luckily it was also on Criterion. I think it recently came out on Criterion as well. Yeah, probably. This is a good film. I like this film. The book is a little different, but for the most part, it captures the essence of George Orwell's 1984. I like this film. Triple pack right here. I got this mostly for Troy because I do like Troy. It came with 300. I'm not the hugest 300 fan, but it is a good film. Kind of Zack Snyder special with the special effects and such, and the way he directs. Not a bad film. Alexander Revisited, the final cut is probably the only cut I've seen. I don't know if any other cut is better, but I don't like that film. It feels too tedious to me. 2012. I do like this film. A Roland Emmerich disaster film. It's cheesy and it knows it. That's the main thing. But it is very rewatchable. I like seeing major destruction, natural disaster type films. So I have a few of those in my collection. And 2012 is a good one. I always thought about the 4K of that one, but then I see it in Best Buy, and then I'm like, that's too expensive. I don't do much upgrading in my collection unless I feel like it really needs it. AI, artificial intelligence. I rewatched this recently because I just picked it up recently as well. Steven Spielberg film, I think with the Stanley Kubrick idea. But really good film. The first portion is better than the last, but I think overall that's a good film. Here's one I really did enjoy as well. Anna Kendrick, Blake Lively in A Simple Favor. Nice little, it has its moments of comedy, but I'm a huge Anna Kendrick fan. I have a lot of her stuff in my collection because I'm just a huge fan of her. Picked this one up recently, another Blake Lively here. Accepted, this came out recently as well. Good film about where these students pretend there's a college because they couldn't get accepted or whatever the case is, just to fool the parents, and then they're like always chilling, and then it's a good film. It's kind of a unique film, pretty funny, pretty rewatchable. Here's a film that I really really love. I don't have a lot of Tyler Perry in my collection. I'm not always a fan. I do like Why Did I Get Married, but I'm kind of holding off on buying that until I buy a bunch of new titles. But Acrimony is fantastic. Taraji P Henson is fantastic in this film. Is it the best written film ever? No, but very very enjoyable. I had a blast with that one. The Adjustment Bureau. I saw this a few times, and then I thought finally, okay, it's time to pick this up. Good film. Matt Damon, Emily Blunt. I like their what's the word? Their chemistry. Yeah, in that film. Pretty neat idea as well. Another triple pack. Adventureland. I don't remember that well, and I've kind of had no desire to rewatch that. Waiting, I do like. This is a Ryan Reynolds triple pack. It looks like, and Van Wilder I do like as well. That to me is like a classic. But Waiting is the main reason I got that one. Adventures in Babysitting. So I saw this once, maybe on Netflix, and I loved it. I thought it was so good. Had to own it. I want to rewatch this. It's just been, it's hard to sit down and rewatch films to be honest, I don't like going in the shelf and like picking something out because then I drop everything. But one day I'll rewatch that. Saw this one in the theaters. I think this was a very underrated theater experience. This should have been watched in the highest quality you can. I saw it in like AMC Dolby Cinema, and I thought it was so good. This is a really, 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 really good space film. I'm a huge space film fan. Kind of more in the realistic realm, not really like with. I mean, I like alien films and stuff, but I do like the space films that they consult like scientists and stuff, physicists, and then kind of put a film together. Ad Astra is really good, and it's one of those films that show deeper in the solar system, so you're getting into like Neptune, maybe Uranus as well. I think this goes as far as Neptune, but this is really good film. I can't like say how much I like this film without really there's a lot of things I can say about that film because I really really like it. Eon Flux. Main reason I got this is I really do like this steelbook. I like this. I don't know what these are called, but they re-released these covers, and I think a lot of them look nice. So I picked this one up. It's not a very good film, even though Charlize Theron, she looks great in that one. Horror Pack exclusive that I got when I had the subscription. This says Tony Todd from Candyman. This was not that bad. I remember director's signature, I guess. Yeah, that one wasn't bad. It was pretty enjoyable, kind of like quality film. Ain't Them Body Saints, film by David Lowery. I like him a lot. I also have a ghost story somewhere. Maybe it's coming up soon. I'm a huge Rooney Mara fan. Huge fan of her. I have like almost all of her films on Blu-ray. I love her. That one, not one of her best, but a pretty good film. Double pack of Airplane and Airplane 2, the sequel. Airplane is a classic. That kind of humor, kind of like that spoof humor, really worked for that film. Sequel is kind of retreading the same ground, but it's still enjoyable. I've seen worse. Aladdin. This is one where like I always forget to pick up the new 4K steelbook of it. I got this one it was a kind of rough copy, but love this film. One of my favorite classic Disneys. And I also really really like the new live action remake that they did. And the steelbook is really nice as well. In the beginning I was like, oh, Will Smith's Genie, he looks terrible, this looks terrible, but he worked. He's actually one of the better parts of this film. Really good film, good adaptation, enjoyable one for the family. Alice in Wonderland. This is the 1933 version from Kino Lorber. It's a good film, but it's kind of creepy, like the visuals, because everything's like so old school and things look creepy in it. But I'm a huge Alice in Wonderland fan. I have a few different versions, as you can see, a ridiculous one right here. This is kind of like a custom-made Alice in Wonderland X-rated musical comedy. Yeah. And then I have the Disney animated original one, Alice in Wonderland. Pretty short film, but good. I think that one's a classic. And then I have the Tim Burton one, which I think is good. It gets a lot of unnecessary hate. I think that one's good. Second one, I'd say it's a little on par, maybe a little less in quality. Alice Through the Looking Glass. It doesn't really follow. This is another case where I've read the original, the book, Lewis Carroll's book, and liked it, and then I saw the movie, and the Through the Looking Glass, or what Alice saw there, I think it's what it's called. This doesn't follow that like at all, really, but I think it was pretty good. Alice, Sweet Alice. This is one of the few Arrows I have in my collection. I don't have a lot of Arrow. Pretty good horror film. I usually try to watch that in October. Really good experience that I had in the cinemas was Alita Battle Angel, Robert Rodriguez film. This is actually a really, really good film. It surprised me. If they do a sequel, I wouldn't mind it. This is I got kind of angry because I wanted the steelbook and then it just sold out. But then it came back again, and then I was like, oh, you know what? I already have it now. Nice little digibook of is it called digibook or digipack? Yeah, of All About Eve. Saw this in a film class years ago. Really loved it. I think I own everything from that film class. I'm a huge fan of these older great quality films. Betty Davis is also great in this one as well. All Cheerleaders Die. I went on a horror kick for October. Bought a bunch of horror films that I found cheap. All Cheerleaders Die was one of them. Not a bad film there. All Good Things. Picked this one up recently. I'm a huge Kirsten Dunst fan. And Ryan Gosling. Ryan Gosling is one of my favorite actors. I think this is a good story. This is the story of, what's his name? Robert Durst. The killer who had a documentary on HBO recently. It's not a perfect film, but a good one nonetheless. I think enjoyable one, anyways. Almost Famous. So I got a UK version of this one. This is the extended edition. I love this film. I think it's fantastic. Cameron Crowe film, his best one. I know they re-released this on like Paramount Pictures Steelbook and like one of those Paramount nice releases that they're doing. I did order the steelbook. It should be coming, I don't know, maybe next week or something. But I'll probably still keep this because I like these UK releases. So I'll probably keep that one anyways and just double up on a copy of that one. I don't usually double up on films like that. But Alpha Dog, I got this one recently as well. I actually saw it like last month. Pretty good film. Nice story. It's an interesting story. And has a really huge cast right there of, kind of like up-and-comers at the time. I think this is one with Ben Foster before he kind of hit it big. Same with Anton Yelchin. Emil Hirsch was probably big at the time, but that's a good film. A really good another digipack right here. Amadeus. This is the director's cut. I don't know if I've seen the director's cut. Like I didn't watch this release after buying it. I already saw the film before, but this was a Best Picture winner. Really good film about Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. Here's one that I never opened. Amelie. I've seen this film on Showtime. I had a Showtime subscription. Really good French film. I just haven't opened it and rewatched it, but it's a good film. Another great one is American Beauty. Oh yeah, I forgot to explain. I have these wraps on a lot. There was a phase where I wanted to protect my Blu-rays and I put them all in, but then I stopped doing it because it was so annoying and it really served no purpose except being annoying. But yeah, so American Beauty, really good film. Another Best Picture winner with Kevin Spacey. I know he's kind of tarnished everything, his reputation. I'm not a huge fan of him anyway, so fuck him, whatever. But American Beauty is a good film. That's a good one. This is like the American series right now because next up is American History X, one that you can watch all the time, anytime. This is such an important film. I feel like it's an important film and a really good one. Done very well. Probably Edward Norton's best performance and one of the few films you get to see Terminator 2 Edward Furlong in. I don't know what happened to him. American Honey, one that not a lot of people have heard of, with Sacha Lane, Shia LaBeouf. Really good film. It is long, but it's visually fantastic. Nice soundtrack. I really like that film a lot. Sacha Lane she was a newcomer at the time, I'm sure, and now she's in a bunch of stuff, which is great because I really like her. American Hustle, a good David O. Russell film. you know, he kind of worked with the same actors for a while, like Bradley Cooper, and then he was working with Jennifer Lawrence. This is another one. Good film. I've only seen it once, but I really like that one. Now we're going to the American Pie collections. So American Pie 1, 2, Wedding, and Reunion. I think Wedding is the weakest, but the other three are good. Reunion was surprisingly good. I like that one quite a bit. And then I have the lesser, like the not directly theatrical release series. So I have Bandcamp, which was okay. Naked Mile, which is okay. Like these films are like dumb. They don't have like much of a plot going on. Beta House. I don't remember when these were released and stuff. I think there's one that's missing here. I don't know, but The Book of Love. I can't really tell you which one's which at this point because they all kind of blend into each other. So I can't remember which ones I like that much. American Psycho. Love the book. One of my favorite movies, actually. This is so good. One of Christian Bale's most memorable performances. Such a good film. There's not a whole lot I can say about this film without everyone knowing because it's so memorable. And just like a mind maze of a film. Such a good film. Anatomy of a Murder. Really good. I'd say underrated film right here with Jimmy Stewart. I rewatched this recently. Such a good courtroom drama. They did a lot of good courtroom dramas in the 50s and 60s. That's one of them. I hope it's from those decades that I mentioned. Oh, there you go, Anchorman. So I don't have that on a double pack. So something is out of sorts. I don't know why Anchorman 2 was up there. But anyways, yes, Anchorman. Really good, really funny film. Probably one of Will Ferrell's best. I'm not a huge fan of Will Ferrell. I don't always find him funny, but I think this one was good. Alright, so that was the first shelf. I will put things back together and then I'll go through the other shelves. So this is going to be a long video with a bunch of stuff. So if you tune in and stay with this journey, thank you very much. And then, drop any comments below. Thank you.